Liverpool look scary. It's outrageous. Milos Kerkez going to Liverpool for £40 million. In this video, we're going to break down the transfer, how he fits in at the club, and of course, Liverpool's transfer activity so far this summer. It's scary season. They're signing not only some of the most exciting young players in the world, but they're also best in class. These aren't gambles. These aren't kind of players on the fringes and they still got years to develop. Kerkez is the kind of signing that comes in and instantly takes Liverpool onto a different level. And these are the facts. The one small criticism of Liverpool last season, you could argue, for a side that had one of the best goalkeepers, centre-backs, midfielders, Salah up front, throughout the spine, outrageous. But at left-back at points last season, you could argue Liverpool were found wanting. Robertson wasn't bad by any stretch of the imagination, but there was that kind of wake-up call you sometimes get with fullbacks where you think actually he is past his prime years. Trent on the other side, the kind of drama with the Trent situation. And now Liverpool have replaced Trent with Frimpong, who I think is a very exciting, dynamic fullback. And then Kerkez. It's an outrageous transfer. Let's be completely real. It's an outrageous transfer. 40 million quid is a very competitive fee as well. I think that could rise to 47 million quid with add-ons, but just a base fee of 40 million quid is very, very competitive. For a guy that's obviously played 2 full seasons in the Premier League last season, for a club that were doing so well, for a club that asked so much of their fullbacks in Bournemouth with Iriola, he was absolutely outstanding. The whole back line for Bournemouth was outstanding last season. It says a lot because Huijsen's gone to Real Madrid. Zabani might be going to PSG as well, which says a lot. It says everything you need to know about how good Bournemouth were last season. Kerkez was a standout player for them. He's so robust, so dynamic, so good on the ball, so intelligent at so many different aspects of being a modern fullback. You feel that Kerkez has got the ceiling to be the best fullback in world football. Left back, certainly. He's got a tough bit of competition with Nuno Mendes, certainly Ait Nuri at Man City as well, but he's in that discussion. I'm not being too hyperbolic about that. I'm a massive, massive fan of Milos Kerkez. I think he's got everything you need to be the next big left back. He already is. I mean, he was the best left back in the Premier League last season. Again, I'd put Ait Nuri in there. I thought Cucurella had a decent season. Skelly had a decent season. I thought he was above both of them. I really do. He's absolutely outrageous. 2 goals, 6 assists last season. You look at some of the assists, particularly against Man City, where he's nutmegging people, where he's driving right to the edge of the pitch and cutting things back. He's got a very, very good left foot on him. He can cross things in. He can carry the ball. He can dribble with a very, very high level of accuracy. And then he can score goals as well. I think it's interesting, this kind of fullback situation with Frimpong being so attacking, Kerkez being so attacking. I think, well, there are 2 points. Firstly, that Liverpool have got 2 young fullbacks coming in, and they're losing the experience of Trent. They might lose the experience of Robertson. Obviously, Robertson linked with Atletico Madrid. I feel like if I was Arne Slot and I had the freedom of my left-back situation in the squad, I'd get rid of Tsimikas and keep Robertson for the experience, because losing Trent and Robertson in the same season could be a small issue, just because Kerkez is 21, Frimpong is young as well. That's the only small drawback, is that he's still a very young footballer coming into a massive football club. I don't see that being a major issue. I really don't. The way he's playing in the Premier League. And the big one for me is we talk about availability and these footballers needing to be robust for so many football matches all the time, an unrelenting schedule of football. And Kerkez last season played every single game, started every single game for Bournemouth last season in the Premier League. So this guy he's fit, he's powerful, and he's going to drive forward for the left-hand side for Liverpool in a big, big way. Now, Liverpool have been linked with Mark Gahey. Remains to be seen if they can do that deal. It'd be very expensive. I think it'd be a good transfer, by the way. They've obviously lost Quansah to Bayer Leverkusen. They could end up playing a 3. They could play 3 centre-backs, Virgil van Dijk in the middle, pulling the strings, controlling things. You could see Kerkez and Frimpong as left wing-back and right wing-back, respectively, bombing forward. We actually saw points last season where Liverpool had 2 centre-backs, even 1 at points, with Virgil van Dijk, full-backs bombing forward. And they were able to absolutely smash sides, demolish sides, and just bomb sides away in the first 20, 30 minutes. So it might not necessarily mean a back three for Liverpool, but in big games, they could go to a back three if they wanted to, with wing backs bombing forward and getting the kind of goals that maybe Hakimi, Nuno Mendes scored last season, where you're looking up and you're thinking, is that a number 9 for PSG? And no, it was one of their fullbacks. I think Pep Guardiola is looking to adopt a similar system to Luis Enrique, certainly with like Nuri coming in, certainly with the links to Livramento. And I think Liverpool, it's what happens in football. If you win the Champions League, there is an adoption of what got you to winning the Champions League in the next few seasons. Same with sides that win the World Cup. Everyone's playing like Spain after 2010. Everyone's playing like Barcelona after they won the Champions League multiple times with Guardiola. And you feel that the fullback situation for PSG, how they were demolishing sides with Hakimi arriving late in the box and finishing. Kerkez could be like that. And obviously Frimpong could be as well. It's a very, very interesting transfer window for Liverpool. All this money spent, if they'd spent 200 million last summer, there'd be fair criticism. It wouldn't look good in a PR sense from rival football fans. But the fact that there's a discount on everything that Liverpool spend this summer because of the lack of transfer activity last season, I think is a ringing endorsement for what's happening at Liverpool. It means that, £40 million is kind of overdue. This deal could have happened last summer quite easily, and it probably should have happened last summer. And Liverpool are riding on the fact they won the Premier League last season with basically no transfer activity except for Chiesa. Did so well in the Champions League, got to the League Cup final as well without any transfer activity. And now we're talking brand new fullbacks, a brand new star player that could, take over the mantle from Mohamed Salah in the next few seasons, a big marquee signing. And of course, Mamadash really coming in to make things competitive with Alisson as well. I still think actually they could do with another centre-back. I think there's certain contractual issues looking forward with Konate. I'd keep him. He's an outstanding centre-back. Get someone in like Guehi. Get someone in to replace the kind of the name in the squad that obviously Quansah had. And suddenly you're looking at one of the most balanced and scary propositions in world football next season. I think they need one more. Beyond the centre-back, I think if they let Diaz or Jota go, one of these guys, Gakpo's fantastic, Salah's fantastic. Can they get Isak over the line? I know it's an outrageously unlikely thing. A very expensive transfer. Comes with a lot of heat if Liverpool spent 225, 230 million pounds on 2 signings. But they've just proven they can do that with Wirtz, that they've proven that they're willing to back Arne Slot, give him big transfers and occupy a space in the transfer market where they're taking big talent away from other sides. Isak, that could heat up, no question about it. And suddenly you're looking at, £300 million is a lot of money, of course it is. But then you're looking at the squad that Liverpool have got. I think if Diaz goes, and obviously Nunez could be going as well, Chiesa might want to go back to Italy. Didn't get much game time. Harvey Elliott. I think there's space for one more signing for Liverpool in this squad, particularly in the forward line. And suddenly it gets very, very interesting. It's one of the most balanced, dynamic, and adventurous sides in European football. And it's a scary, scary proposition. I've not seen enough from Man City. I've not seen enough from the transfer activity of Arsenal to suggest they're going to usurp Liverpool next season. And this deal certainly at least keeps Liverpool at a level where they're looking at 90, 92, 94 points next season in the Premier League. Do you like the transfer? Leave your thoughts down below about Kerkez joining Liverpool. Make sure you subscribe. I'll see you very, very soon.